Welcome to Disruptors Unleashed, where we highlight the disruptive technologies shaping our world. In our previous episode, we followed the inspiring story of trailblazer Easton LaChapelle as he transformed his bedroom project into an enterprise dedicated to crafting the world's most lightweight and affordable prosthetic limbs. In this episode, Jonathan Dutton from Dassault Systèmes and Camille Richard from online e-commerce platform Backmarket explore the refurbishment industry and how it's challenging the norms and conventions of product design and manufacturing.
Hello and welcome to this session where we will explore how companies integrate circular economy practices into their business models. How can we reduce the amount of waste while making renewed devices attractive, especially in the high-tech industry? The real challenge is building customer trust. I'm Jonathan Dutton, Sustainability Marketing Director at Dassault Systèmes, and my guest today is Camille Richard, Chief Sustainability Officer at Backmarket, and she will provide insights on the refurbishment of electronic goods and its environmental impact. Hello, Camille. Can you start by telling us more about Backmarket and your role there?
Hello, and thank you for your invitation. So I'm Camille. I'm in charge of sustainability at Backmarket. Backmarket is the first e-commerce platform dedicated to refurbished devices and appliances. And our role is to put in relation refurbisher and end customer. And we are also supporting our refurbishers to help them to improve the quality of their devices and the services they are bringing to customer. And my role at Backmarket, it's on one hand to work on the impact of Backmarket as a company, because as any company we have an impact. And it's very important for us to reduce this impact because it's not because your activity has actually a nice impact on the planet because you are based on a circular model that it's not important to control your own impact. And my second mission is actually to raise awareness around the impact of tech. And Backmarket is a mission driven company since the beginning of the year, meaning that our mission today is to support the circularity in the tech industry, and we are trying to do so every day.
Backmarket refers to its products as renewed devices. At the same time, people on the internet ask what refurbished actually means. What is the difference between refurbished and renewed products?
Renewed and refurbished is actually the same thing. Refurbished or renewed means that you have done a reparation or a cleaning on a device before you put it, a used device before putting it back on the market. So it's the difference between it's not renewed and refurbished are not new devices. There are devices that have been used before and cleaned or repaired and put back on the market.
Can you tell us about Backmarket's refurbishment process, goal and promise?
Backmarket is not a refurbisher. We are an intermediary, but we are actually working very close with our refurbishers to improve the quality of the refurbishment process. Because it's very important in the trust building for the customer. So we have R&D program at Backmarket. We have an R&D lab based in Bordeaux, where our specialists are actually working on developing new machines and new techniques to refurbish the devices. And it can be just inventing new machine, but it can be also, like when you have a new model of smartphone or computers or tablets that is going out from any kind of constructor, that a year from there you will have this device coming to the second-hand market. So when a new device goes out, our specialists are actually studying very closely this field device to find the best way to repair it, to be ready when people will start to resell this kind of devices, to actually bring the best kind of repair possible. And another thing we are trying to do for the refurbisher is we are trying to close the loop a bit regarding refurbishment, because we start by selling new devices, but we realize that a lot of people were also looking to sell their old devices. So we have put in place a buyback system that helps the refurbishers to find supply, which is a big question for the refurbished market. Today, you have more demand than offer. So it's very important to find new supply, to find new source of used devices. So we have put in place this buyback system. And what is interesting with the buyback system is that 99% of the devices that are sold through the market and by refurbisher are bought in the same country. So we are actually helping to close the loop on a local level regarding supply for the refurbisher. So all this kind of thing we are trying to do for refurbishment. Despite the fact we are not a refurbisher, we are trying to improve and help our refurbisher to improve the refurbishment process. And all this is to support this famous trust of the customer, because we will have this change of habits regarding the consumption of refurbished versus new, only if we are able to deliver the right quality and the same experience as new when selling refurbished.
Oh, that's great. What is today's most critical challenges when it comes to refurbishing devices in the high-tech industry?
The first big problem, and what we are trying to resolve at that market, is the trust of the customer towards reused or refurbished devices, because it seems very normal for everybody to buy a refurbished car, a second-hand car, but people are quite worried about their electronics devices. So our job at Back Market is to build this trust through many solutions we propose, but this lack of trust could come from many obstacles that we can find on the technical or technological industry. You have the program obsolescence and the marketing obsolescence. In both situations, the constructors are actually putting barriers to the market of renewed or refurbished devices, because people are very worried that their device is not going to be usable after a while, because the software are not going to be adaptable. And also you have this really particular, I would say, habit we have to be attracted by new technologies and innovation. And the constructors are playing a lot on this, making us feel that our phone that was actually buy a year ago is too old, too slow, not enough performance, and we have to change our relationship with our devices to be able to actually switch to a second-hand market for the electronic devices. And I would say there is another problem, but it's starting to be solved little by little by the public authority and the regulator, but it's about availability of the spare parts. First, the repairers or refurbishers need the spare parts to be available for a long time, so you can repair the devices for a longer period. And you have also the affordability of the spare part. Today, the price of the spare part is a big obstacle for the repair shops, because sometimes constructors actually put a very high price on battery, for instance. So the repairers don't have the possibility to buy them and to keep an interesting margin for themselves. So we need to, with the help of the public authority, to make the constructors improve the availability and the affordability of the spare part to be able to actually, I would say, like, support the refurbishing in the high-tech industry.
And can you also tell us about democratizing access to spare parts and protecting the customer's right to repair?
For refurbishers, for repairers, because in that point, the repair world and the refurbished world have the same fight, is key to have a good quality spare parts. And today it's very complicated for a refurbisher or a repair shop to use native spare parts to repair an Apple smartphone or Samsung smartphone, because, as I was saying, there is this question of price first. But I'm going to caricature a bit, but you have a constructor will buy its battery €5, but it will sell the battery to a refurbisher €50. So the price of the native battery won't be interesting either for the refurbisher or not the customer, because the price of the refurbished device will be much higher, and we all know that one of the big advantage of the second-hand market is the price. So if you have too high a price for one of the device, people won't go to a refurbished. I remember a study that saying that if the repair is higher than 30% of the price of the device in a new shape, it won't be interesting to do the repair on the cost angle, of course. So it's very important that to ease the access to this spare part. So first, by putting a fair price on it. Second, by working on the eco-conception of devices also, because it's very important that to make those devices easier to repair, and to make available more time the spare parts. So this, when we talk about the democratization of spare parts, is to ease its availability, to actually help to improve the quality of repair. And this is a huge fight. Yes, we are doing supporting the repair shop, supporting the refurbisher. We are part of an organization called Right to Repair in Europe, to actually defend this case with the European authority, with the national authorities, to make them understand that we have here a very solid and proved solution to fight climate change, to reduce the impact of tech on the environment, and we need support to do so. And this go a lot through a change of regulation.
Really, really interesting. Now, but what about around the globe? There are growing concerns about global warming and climate change, and how does back market contribute to lower carbon emissions and a more circular economy?
The impact of technology on the planet, it's very concerning and very impactful, actually. Today, you have around 4% of the global carbon emissions that are due to digital, and 75% of those emissions are due to the manufacturing of devices, of digital devices. So actually, the idea of back market is born from two observations. This observation of the impact of tech on the environment, which is very important, and I will get a bit into detail after that, and the idea that there is a solution that has been existed for a very long time, which is actually second-hand and repair and circularity. Back in the 60s or 50s, we used to repair very easily our devices, our machines, and actually at that market we look a lot at the car market, the second-hand car market that I was mentioning a bit earlier, because it's 70% of the people are buying car today are buying second-hand car. And actually, the logic of this market was born in a time, in the 60s, where actually it was really normal to repair devices. So we wanted to bring back this logic to the market and to apply it to tech devices, which was a bit difficult. And this have a very significant impact on the global warming and on the impact of tech, because if you take the difference between manufacturing and refurbishing a smartphone, you have almost 8 kilograms of CO2. When you manufacture a new smartphone, you actually emit 87 kilograms of CO2. But refurbishing a smartphone, meaning changing the battery, changing the screen, this kind of repair actually emits around 6 or 7 kilograms of CO2. So the difference is huge. And if you multiply this impact by the number of smartphones that are sold every year, the impact is actually huge. And since our creation in 2014, we have contributed to avoid more than 500,000 tons of CO2. So it's actually significant, and it means that the circular economy applied to the tech world is actually a huge contribution to the fight against climate change. And we are talking just about carbon right now, but when you look at the impact of tech, you have to talk about also about water, because manufacturing a new smartphone actually use more than 80,000 liters of water, and refurbishing a new one, it's around 14,000. So the difference is huge as well. You have also the raw materials. Our smartphone. I'm taking the example of smartphone a lot because we have data on it since the beginning of the year, and we have more data on other devices this year. But smartphone is what we have. We have proof that it actually that they actually have a huge impact. But you know that our smartphones are made of rare earths, precious metal, plastics, aluminium, etc., etc. And all those materials are actually have to be extracted, and the extraction of these material have a very, very dramatic impact on the planet, on ecosystem, on the biodiversity. So what we are trying to do at Back Market is actually to convince the customer that they can have their own impact and their own contribution for the planet by changing their consumption habits and going toward second-hand devices. But this logic can go as well for clothes, for instance, or furniture. That we want to start a change of habits, a revolution in habits toward the second-hand market. But to do so, we have a lot of work to do.
Fantastic. And in what ways does Back Market encourage your refurbishers to uphold e-waste regulations?
It's Back Market actually have to manage regulatory questions regarding e-waste, regarding traceability, etc. But something that is very important to understand is that we are an intermediary. Back Market, as I was mentioning at the beginning, is an e-commerce platform. So we put in relation end customer and refurbisher. But we are not refurbisher. We don't have any kind of stock. We don't have a warehouse. We are not in charge of delivery either. We actually help and support the refurbisher to improve their own activity, offering them services to, for instance, to quality check, or we help them to develop new methods of repair. But we are not the main responsible for the devices. That being said, we have responsibility on our supply chain, and we want to have this responsibility because it's important to be aware of what actually going on your supply chain. So, and this kind of regulation regarding e-waste, for instance, is actually very different from a country to another. In France, for instance, there is a new law regarding circular economy that ask us to make sure that all the sellers on the platform in France are actually disposing the e-waste in the proper way, that recycling e-waste actually. So we are working on that. What is it make it a bit difficult is that the refurbishing market is very heterogeneous. You don't have just big companies or very small shops. You have actually big factories with 1,000, 2,000 employees, and you have very small workshop with 2, 4 people, 8 people repairing devices. So that makes it a bit complicated, but it's something that we are managing to do. And according to the country, we don't have the same kind of obligation. But what we are trying to do above all is that to be ready to the change of regulation. So to anticipate any kind of regulation in any country regarding environment mostly. So we are working with our refurbisher to help them to be the more virtuous possible and the more responsible possible regarding e-waste, for instance. And we are also putting in place quality standards to make sure that we are going to be in line with every regulation in any country. And we are always a bit above the national standard regarding quality.
That's really great. So we've understood that only in a few years, Back Market has grown from a startup to a French unicorn with more than 1,500 suppliers around the world. That's a great success story. Let's dive deeper into how Back Market works with its customers. Some customers think that second-hand products are less reliable compared to new ones. What is Back Market doing to show them otherwise?
There is a lot of lack of trust from the customer regarding refurbished devices compared to new. At Back Market, our internal motto is there is no factual reason to buy new. So what we are trying to do is actually to give the trust to the customer by giving the customer the same experience as he or she would have by buying new. Meaning you have to replace, you have to bring to the customer the same experience, meaning choices, meaning nice ads, meaning after-sales services, meaning quality, meaning guarantees, etc., etc. So this is our work at Back Market, to recreate the condition of a trust and the condition of a good experience for the customer. So you have to work the first necessity, the first things you have to do is to make sure that the quality will be here. As I was saying, refurbishing is actually repairing or cleaning devices that had been used before, and you have to make sure that this repair, this cleaning, is the better you can have. So the device will have the longer life possible after its second life or third life. So we have put in place a very high demanding quality process for the sellers selling on Back Market. So first, they have to pass a lot of a questionnaire and audit regarding their production process, their own quality processes. Then we let them enter to the platform, and we put them during few weeks. They have a limited amount of sales they can do, and we are watching all the KPIs regarding defective rates, for instance, or all these kind of things, or the time they respond to customer also. And if they pass this period, they can go and sell in a normal way. But we will still monitoring all those KPIs all the time. The seller will sell on Back Market, and we are doing it for all our sellers, meaning that we are able to warn the seller if we see that the defective rate, for instance, it's rating, that we can talk to the seller, try to find a solution with the sellers to improve this quality. The idea is actually to support our seller to make them quality grow. And it's something that we are doing every day. We are giving them a report. They have a dashboard with all the KPIs. We are monitoring for them so they can, on one side, improve the quality, but also to improve their sales strategy. For instance, we are helping them saying, okay, the past month, this kind of computer it's selling the most on the platform. So the seller can decide to try to put more of those computers on the market, for instance. So we are helping them both on the business and on the quality side. So you have also, this is the part we are trying to help our sellers quality and reliability on the platform. And the other side of the chain, I would say, is on the side of the customer. And we have to convince the customer that it's actually a good thing to buy an refurbished. And this goes not by making them guilty for buying new, for instance, but by giving them information. So we have a mission of awareness regarding the impact of tech and the benefits of refurbished devices of the planet. So that we are trying to do every day, giving information, giving data, producing data to help the customer choose, but with all the information to choose. We are also investing quite a lot in marketing and advertising, because of course we are a company that's actually selling products. But more than that, what we are trying to do is to change the mindset regarding new tech versus refurbished, and we are trying to play on the field of constructors regarding marketing. I'm not going to say names, but there is huge technology constructors that are very, very good in marketing and advertising and how to make people want to buy their devices. And we are trying to play on this kind of fields by having a tone of voice regarding marketing, trying to make understand to our customer that second-hand technology is actually cool and sexy, and you don't have to buy new all the time. It has to be like actually a responsible choice, and it's kind of cool, and it's kind of being part of something when you choose to go circular. And we are trying to make the new industry a little bit as big through a marketing message and an advertising message.
And today, 25% of your customers buy renewed devices for ecological reasons, and the other 75% are motivated by reasons such as affordability. So how do you meet the needs of these different types of customer segments?
Most part of our customers come to buy market because of the price. But we have today 25% are coming for impact in Europe, because it's also something that is very interesting to look at, that the maturity and the sensitivity about impact or price is actually different from a country to another. And but I was going to say, what's interesting, that when we start 2014, only 3% of our customers were coming for impact. Today is 25%. So this share is growing, and we want this share to grow. Of course, because it means that we will sell more, but also because we are actually trying to change the habits regarding tech. So it's very important for us that this share is growing. And what's something that is very important for me to say, and it's actually something that our CEO repeats a lot to the team every week, is that we are not here to create more consumption, to create more demand. We are here to gain share on the new market. So something that it's very important to precise. That being said, we have, as you have said, we have two kinds of customers. We have the customers that are coming for impact, and these customers are actually tend to have a basket with a higher to spend more on the platform than the share of the customers that are coming for price. Of course, you don't address those two kind of customers in the same way. But what we are trying to do is once you have customers that are coming from the price, we are trying to give them the more information we can about its impact. To make them understand that even they have not come to have a better impact of the planet or reduce their own footprint, they have done so by choosing refurbished. And that's why it's so important to have a good quality, to have a good after-sales services, to have guarantee, etc. Because you need your customer to come back. So it's all parts of a whole, meaning that we have all this part regarding impact, all this part regarding quality, and all this part regarding marketing. And we don't really need to convince the people that are coming for impact that they are doing the right thing. What we can do is to give them more info, for instance, and I was mentioning the study that have been published this year regarding the impact of refurbished, so we are giving them this info. And we are we are helping them to reassure them that they are doing the good choice, but regarding the customers that are coming from price, we are giving them more information about impact. We are not doing difference in the marketing we are doing according to those two category of customer. We have now we have the proof of the benefit of refurbishment versus new. We are all about impact, and we are very convinced that that will be the future of our customer. That more and more customers will come to back markets to have a good impact.
That's great. Well, thank you very much for your answers, Camille. What we've done here is we've really unpacked the refurbishment of electronic goods, the industry challenges, and how businesses can balance sustainability and profitability. And with that, we've reached the end of our interview. To Camille, thank you for your valuable insights. And to our audience, thank you for tuning in.
Disruptors Unleashed is produced by Dassault Systèmes. For more episodes, follow us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, Deezer, or your nearest audio streaming platform. To learn more about Dassault Systèmes, visit us at 3ds.com.